All right, so the first one, we're trying to see if it's direct or inverse. If you remember, all right, for inverse variation, you multiply, here I'll write it. For inverse, you multiply x times y, and let's see if it's the same. So what's negative 4 times negative 18? 72. What's 1 times negative 6? Okay, so is it inverse? No. Okay, so let's see if it's direct. All right, to see if it's direct variation, you're going to take y and divide it by x and see if we get the same thing. Okay, so does it look like negative 18 divided by negative 4? Is that the same thing as negative 6 divided by 1? No, it's not. So it's neither. Okay? So is everybody okay with that one? Yes? Okay. So that's how you would do number 1 on your other sheet later if you go back to do that. I'm going to take my quiz reviews out. All right, we're doing B, right? Okay. Now, the next one, hold on.
So you gotta, for direct, you gotta divide them? Yeah.
For direct, you would divide. For inverse, you multiply. Is it so? Everybody's okay?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's move along to the next one. Now, this one's telling us it's inversely. And what did we just say for inverse? You what? Multiply. So what is 11 times 7? 77. Okay. So you can already tell your answer. Oh, sorry. 11 times 7 is 77 there. I'll fix it. Is that better? Okay. So you can tell it's B, but let me explain why. Because one way we learned is this is inverse, but you also could just move your x, divide by x, and that's why it looks like that. Okay? So that's why that's your answer. But it's nice that you can already tell. Is everybody okay with that one? So then if you, your answer is B. So if you look at your other sheet, you would do that one the same. Okay?
So like on the other sheet would number 1 be neither too?
It looks like, no, it's not inverse if I multiply. Yeah, and it's not direct, so it's neither.
We're in number 7.
Right here, 11, oh wait, my thing, it's froze, there it is. 11 times 7. Look at your X and your Y. Are you on A or B?
I'm on A.
Okay. So yours, though, on your paper would be 12 times 11.
Yeah, which would be 132 over X.
And then, yeah, so that one was C. Make sure you didn't put B on that one. This one on IDB, that's at the top right, y'all. Okay. All right, are we ready for number 3? And what are there, 10? Didn't I say there's just 10? It's not so bad yet, is it?
Not so bad yet.
Not so bad yet. Okay, this one says graph the function. It didn't say to show asymptotes or anything. So all you have to do, you can draw asymptotes if you want to, but all you have to do is type that on your calculator and then find your ordered pairs. Okay? So if I go to y equals -9 divided by x, and I can see it's going to look something like that, but I need my ordered pairs, so I'll go to my table. And here they are. It's, let's see, I'll go with these. -3, 3. 1, 2, 3, okay. -2, 4.5. I can handle that one. I'm not going to do -1, 9. That's kind of off the chart. I'll do -6, 1.5. Okay, is everybody good with that? And then I'll look back at my graph, and I can kind of see, does anybody have a guess of where that asymptote's at? 0? I think it's at 1.
How do you know?
But it could be at 0. How do I know?
Well, it just said error at 0.
Error, then it's at 0. Yeah, if it says, okay, that's how she said, she went to, at x equals 0? That's this one. That's the horizontal asymptote. But how would I know? I'm just going to see what it's getting closer and closer to. Okay, it went under 1. So my asymptote's not 1. It's getting closer and closer to 0. But it won't ever reach it. Like it's just getting closer and closer. So, but y'all, we're not graphing asymptotes yet. We'll get to those in a second where we'll do that. Okay? So I'm just going to kind of draw my graph like that. And I would kind of know it's 0, 0 because I didn't move. There's nothing over here with my x. I didn't move left or right or up or down. Then what do we have to do? The other side. So I'm going to go back. Oh, I was at my table. But I'm going to go back to my table. And you're right. There's an error at the 0. That's because that's an asymptote. And then it looks like I'll go over 2 and up 4.5. 3. Did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did. 2 down 4.5. Thank you. Over 3 down 3. I didn't mean to do that one up there. And then 6 negative 1.5. And there we go. Does y'all's kind of look like that? Now, you can write your ordered pairs if you want to, or if you'll just mark them clearly, that one's not supposed to be there, then I can see where they are, okay? If they're crazy decimals, like 1.2 or what, then write that down for me, okay? Because I can't tell a 1.2 or a 1.3. But if it's in the middle, I'm going to guess it's 1.5, okay? Are we good with that? Okay, so number 3 is just like that on both your other practice quiz and your quiz. Now this one, what does the first thing it says? Sketch the asymptotes. So, can anybody guess where my asymptotes are going to go?
-3.
Yep, -3, 1. How do you know?
Yes.
What's down here with the x? Remember, this says you move it left or right. This right here says up or down. So this one's, I'm going to move it left 3 and then up 1. So watch. 1, 2, 3, and up 1. I'm just going to kind of make that point. I'm going to sketch new asymptotes. Instead of it being the x and y axis, here they are.
How do you know which way to go up?
Okay, so if it's a positive 1, it's up 1. If it had a -1 out here, it would be down 1. This is just like you think for your y. So if it's with the x, if you remember any kind of equation, when it's with the x, it's the opposite. So this is actually left 3, up 1. So I'm going left 3, up 1. Kind of make a point if you want to, just so you know, okay, it's not your new origin, but you can kind of think of it that way, okay? Then what would we do? We're going to graph it. So
Hey,
when...
what are those things where it's like, you take the exponent or whatever, define what to put on the graph? Like if the exponents are the same.
Oh, that's in a little bit. That's when we're starting to, okay, our asymptotes are easy to tell, the way the equation is written. If you get to number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, can you tell me what those asymptotes are, like they're written? No. See, this one's easy. I know left 3, up 1. It's written in a different form. So it's just like that on your quiz. Number 4 on your quiz, it's written like this. And number 5 is also kind of similar to this, okay? Now let's graph it though. So I'm going to put 2 divided by, and since I have several things in the denominator, I'm going to use parentheses. X plus 3, and close them. And then what comes next? I'm going to go up 1, so plus 1.
You don't have to put like the parentheses all over,
I put the
like
2
all of it in it.
Not the
and then
1.
plus 2.
Okay, yeah, well, okay, you don't have to put the whole thing in parentheses. If you put the 2 in parentheses, that's fine. But the x plus 3 is what really has to be in parentheses. Because otherwise, your calculator is going to think it's this right here. If you don't put the parentheses, it's going to think 2 is divided by x, and then you add 3, and then you add 1. That's why you have to do 2 over all of that, and then you add 1. Do y'all see the difference here? So your calculator's only as smart as you are. Okay, now I've got this, and there is a 1 there. It's just my calculator. So I'll look at my graph, and I can tell that theirs has also moved to the left and up some. Okay? But I'll do ordered pairs. Y'all, and remember, this is just an
How do you
asymptote.
put that on there?
How do I put what?
Mine's on.
What's,
Oh,
Mine's
that's
like that, but it's.
does yours not have the line up and down?
No.
Okay, yes. Some calculators put an asymptote and some don't. I have no idea why. But you don't need to know that because guess what you already drew? Your asymptotes, okay?
Mine looks like that, but it's in the middle. Like,
Did you put y equals and then 2
it's like the same.
over and you put x plus 3 in parentheses? Yeah? And then plus 1.
Yeah, I mean, my 2's in the parentheses.
But is your x plus 3 in parentheses? Okay, then it's not moved over and up. Let's look at your ordered pair. Press second graph.
It's okay.
And let's see if some of your ordered pairs match. Let's go look at some of these negatives. Like, do you have negative 5, 0?
Let me see if it's still on there. No, I do
Then you didn't type yours in right. You want me to come see?
not. No, it's okay.
You gonna try and type it in again?
No.
You're not gonna get it right on your quiz then.
I think I'll type it in right on the
I have you recorded saying that. Okay. Okay. So it's negative 5, 0. There's that one. And then I have negative 4, negative 1. And I don't really know if I have any more. Oh, negative 7.5. I could do that. You're not doing that one? Okay. And you can see, oops, it's going toward your asymptotes. Don't let it cross. Okay? And then we'll go to the other side. Negative 2, 3. I'm going to go to the other side of the error or the asymptote. And negative 1, 2. And 1, 1.5. And there's that one. Okay, how do we feel on that?
I got it right on my graph.
Look at there.
But I still don't have that line.
No, that's fine. Your graph is probably newer than mine, but your line you drew on your paper. So it's fine. Your graph didn't draw your calculator didn't draw the asymptote, but you did, right? Okay. Number 5, it says, okay, our asymptote is negative 8, negative 6. So for the x, you remember it's the opposite, right? So it's going to be x plus 8. And then for your y, at negative 6, down 6. Remember the y is exactly what you would think. Down 6 for your y. So you put minus 6 out here. And the x actually goes to negative 8. So it's backwards from what you think.
Wait, that already is negative 8 on the top. I'm confused.
You have 2 negative 8s.
Okay. Do we not have one that matches?
It's 8.
Okay. Here we go. Let me explain one more time. All right. With your x value, it's always opposite what you think. Where are they telling you to move your x? Over negative 8. So what do you put? Plus 8. Okay? And you can graph it and make sure that it moved to the left 8 and down 6. Your y value is always exactly what it says. It says to move it down 6. So I put minus 6. Okay? Do we have another question on that one? Are we sure? Make sure we understand.
I just didn't remember that.
Yeah, the x is always opposite. So if you look right here, it's going to be x plus 8, and then your y is correct, minus 6. So you would know y, if you cover that up, you're looking for y equals minus 6. Y equals minus 6. So it's either A or C, right? And then you just have to remember that x is opposite. It says negative 8, so you're going to put plus 8. Okay? And then y'all, if you want to, graph A on your calculator, graph it, see if it moves to the left 8 and down 6. Graph C on your calculator. It doesn't move to the left 8 and down 6. It would move to the right. Okay? So you can also graph them. We don't know how to do this? If we're confused, I can go back. Huh?
No,
Okay.
we understand how to do that.
Okay. This one, there are points of discontinuity. There's 2 of them. List all points of discontinuity. What are they? -9 and -2. That's all they want. At -9 and -2.
What about if one is canceled out?
But it's still discontinuity. But yeah, that's right. Like on discontinuity, that means where do you have to pick up your pencil? That's a whole and an asymptote. Okay? So that's both points of discontinuity.
It's a whole explain this kind of.
It's, yeah, because you still have to pick up your graph to skip the point. Yes.
So is the one on the bottom?
You just look at the ones on the bottom. That's where your denominator can't be 0. These 2 points. It could be an asymptote or a whole. In this case, they are both asymptotes. All right? Now, the next one, what are points of discontinuity? Oh, what do I have to do real quick with that denominator? Factor it. So let me just factor right here. I'm going to put x and x, and she says that it's -8 and I did that wrong. -8 and a +3. I wrote it wrong. Okay, so that's why I would put -8 and +3. Is everybody okay with how I got factors?
So does that mean
Yep. So that means they would be, you said no or yeah? Yeah, that would be +8 and -3. That's what would make it go to 0 because of 8 minus 8, -3 plus 3. So I'm looking at +8 and -3. So it's looking like it's going to be D, but let's make sure. Are they removable? Yes, because they're the exact same as the ones on top. They would cancel out. Is everybody okay with that one? So it's D.
But they're not. Oh, yes, they are.
They are removable because then they're the exact same in the numerator. And it's going to ask, are they all removable? Are both of them removable? Okay. Now, and y'all, you can have a note card. So once we finish this, if you want to work on your note card, you can do that too. Okay? It says, what are the vertical asymptotes and wholes for the graph? So let's look at the denominator. And it looks like they are -4. Okay?
They're both -4.
It's -4. Well, only one would cancel. So how is... Okay, so I guess we've got a whole at -4, and then we have a what? Asymptote at -4. So it's B. So it was -4 that had a whole, and then we had a -4 that had an asymptote.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
When they cancel out, it's a hole in the graph. When they're removable, huh?
That means they're negative.
Yeah, because you're looking to see what would make that go to 0. -4. That's why your answer is -4.
Okay, so they cancel one out. That means that's a whole. And
Yeah,
the one
that one was a whole, and that one was an asymptote. Let's see if I have. All right.
Use our note cards on the test.
That was number. Yeah, you can use your note card on both the quiz and the test. Okay. Because it's a lot of information. All right. Let's see. I'm looking to make sure. Is there something else? Nope. Okay. Let's look at number 9. What do we have to do on number 9?
You have to see
Oh my
bigger enough.
gosh, y'all. We have no. I've already made it. We have to factor it.
Oh my god.
It's a tough one. Yeah, we have to factor both of them. Y'all quit whining.
No, the 5 is greater than 2, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's all it wants. Yeah, we don't factor it at all. Okay, sorry, we don't factor it. 5 is greater than 2. So if the numerator is greater than the denominator, is that how y'all have it written on your note card? Then what's my horizontal asymptote?
There's none.
Huh?
Wait.
Yep, you're right. There is not one, right? So we just put none or no horizontal asymptote. I thought it was going to ask for more than that, but that's it. So do I need to take that off?
Yes.
No. It's literally on your note card, like what you do.
Is this at 9 5?
None is fine, yes.
You just say dash font.
You just look at the exponents. Yes, if they were the same, let's pretend real quick, y'all, that they were the same exponents. Then my answer would have been 4/3.
Do you have another note? Like, where do you keep yours?
There's a whole thing, but y'all can do that in a minute. Like we're on the last one. Yeah, and after this, you can either work on your second review or write your note card. Okay, this one, it wants the asymptotes. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my horizontal asymptote. All right, so since they're the same, what is the horizontal asymptote? It's the number out front, 1/1. So my horizontal asymptote goes through 1. How do you find your vertical asymptote? Well, we must what? Factor. So the top one, if I factor, what are factors of -5? It's either -5 and 1 or 5 and -1. And it is -5 and 1. Now, how do you factor x squared minus 4? It's x and x. And yes, very good. Plus 2 minus 2. All right. So this one's tough. Yep. So let's draw. We have 2 vertical asymptotes. What are they?
-2, +2.
Very good. So I'm going to draw +2, -2. Okay, so we got a lot going on this graph. Is everybody good with those? Yours is probably going to be just like this on your quiz. Okay, questions? No? All right, now let's graph. Okay. I'll wait on y'all. Okay, are we good? All right, now if you graph, I don't care which one. This one's probably easier to type in, so I am. I'm going to go to y equals, and all that needs to be in the top, so I put parentheses, x squared minus 4x minus 5, and then in the denominator, in parentheses, x squared minus 4. And then, now don't freak out when you graph this. Are y'all ready for me to press graph?
I pressed finance or something.
Don't freak out. How many little pictures do I have to draw? Well, we already drew the asymptotes. I have the graph here. I have my cubic function here. And then I have a graph here.
You'll have to draw one.
You had, huh? You have to draw all of them. You have to draw what you see.
I thought it was going to be a trick question.
No, it's not. Sorry. So let's start with the left. I'll go with some of these. There's no good ones. So, well, there's nope, not in there. So I'm just gonna go do my best. -6 and 1.7. -6, 1.7, and guess what I'm gonna write? I'm gonna write that order pair. Yeah.
How did you get your horizontal asymptote?
You use your little note card and you look at what the.
Oh, yeah, 2.
What'd you say, Hayden?
I thought mine was wrong because I didn't have the line. Like,
Oh yeah. Don't worry, yours just doesn't graph asymptotes. Okay, then I'll go with -4, 2. I have no idea what that number even is. I'll just go with -4, 2.3. -4, 2.3. So guess what I'm going to write? Remember I told you if they were decimals, it's probably best to write them. I'll just kind of go like that. That's enough. Are we okay with that? 2.3. It says 2.25, I think. I can't really tell. My calculator has a line. Okay, so I could have put that. All right, then I've got -1, 0. I don't have to write that ordered pair. I can tell. I'll do 0, 1.25. That's 0, 1.25. And then 1, 2. Okay. Okay.
Like that, -2 point. What is that?
-2, and then it was it was really 2.25. So
But that's not on -2.
It's on -4.
Yeah, I know you're.
I said, but it is -4.
It was higher up than mine, but I didn't.
It is -4. That's -6, 1.7.
I thought her graph must be different.
No, it is -4. I just put -2. And for some reason I said -2. It's at -4. And then, did I even go?
Yeah, you went too far up.
I did go too far up. It should have been here.
What's the other one? -6, 1.7.
And, yeah, -6, 1.7.
What's that -3 one?
Mine says 3.2. I didn't do one, but I can. It would be about right here. So my graph's more like that. But since I'm drawing so many graphs, I only did 2 ordered pairs. So I'll let y'all finish the left one, and then we'll start over with the middle. Does anybody else have a question on the left?
What do you mean finish the left one?
Like, did y'all draw the graph on the left?
Yes.
I'll do that.
Okay, I was just waiting on everybody to do that. Now the middle one, let me scroll past error. So I'm going to plot a few points here. So it's -1, 0. So I went to -1, 0. I didn't write that ordered pair down because I can tell where that one is. And then the next one is 0 and up 1.25. Do y'all see that on my table? So I plotted that point, and there's not really enough room, so I wrote it right here.
I just have like a little table to the side.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, this is easier. I should have done
And then I could have 1, and then it looks to be about 2.6. So I'll go over 1, up 2.6-ish. And I can write that down. And then y'all, that's not a straight line, is it? Look at your graph.
Oh, it's like squiggly.
Yeah, it's a squiggly line. So I'm going to go with something like that. That's not perfect, but that'll work. And then I'll give y'all a second to finish that one up because we still have to do the one on the right. Huh? Wait, how does what do the It doesn't go through the asymptote. It goes, oh, on this one, I don't know, these do not. These two will not go through that asymptote. But this graph, for some, it does. Unless it has, because it doesn't show a hole.
Alright, let's.
It could have a hole there, but it's not showing on mine. No, it doesn't. It's not showing an asymptote, a hole there, but, so I'm just going to draw it like that, okay? Then we have to do the last one. Is everybody ready for the last one? That was a really good question, though, Caleb, on why it can go through. These cannot go through the asymptote, but for some reason this one does.
No, the last part.
Yeah, this is the last one, but now I've got to scroll down past this error, and I've got 3, -1.5. Is that what that says?
1.6.
Oh, thank you. -1.6. My calculator just doesn't.
Only 2.
Okay, that's fine. So I could write 3, -1.6. And then my other one, I'll go with 5, 0. Is that which one y'all did? And I know it's going to get close to the asymptote, but it's not going to go through it. Are we okay with that? Probably not, but
We now have that one on it.
That,
I
all the
printed it.
other
That's
ones
3. That's
weren't
not
that
that
bad.
bad. And then we got through this
All
one.
the other ones weren't that bad for real. Whenever I looked at them,
it was tough. Okay, let me turn the video part off.
I'm gonna lose it at the factoring part.